Hello, hello, beautiful person watching this. I'm so happy that you're here. Welcome back to another Slay the Spire Ascension 20 Ironclad run. On this channel, I go over my recorded wins, add some commentary, and some general discussion about this beautiful game that we play. So today, actually taking a moment here, very kindly allowing me to talk a little bit before getting right into the action. So we had a very interesting boss swap today. Hitting Pandora's box is always, generally speaking, is a high roll because you have no basics anymore, which is great. It can just be a bit of a challenge getting out of Act 1 if your deck is lacking a certain thing. The thing is that you need damage and block to get through Act 1, and if your deck happens to have neither of those things and just quote-unquote good cards, then you may just die. So I'm actually outlining the path there. The right side has some good options. Could possibly take the super elite if we're feeling extra spicy, and then we can also skip an elite if we feel like it, etc, etc. And I outline where I might go either direction if I so choose. And so here, 18 damage for 14 max health is terrible, max HP is terrible. Remove is fine, but I decided to boss swap over it. And we get this wacky Pandora's box. So Limit Break is completely useless. It's a slimed. Corruption is a 3 energy slimed. Does nothing. Burning Pact is cool later, but currently not doing a lot. Offering's great, but not really drawing into anything. And our only attacks really are Clothesline and Reckless Charge. And the Reckless Charge actually comboing with our double evolve that we got. So I'm just staring at this for a moment, really trying to digest what just happened. It's very, the longer the run goes on, the better it looks, but on floor 0, that is really a terrible deck. It's going to be a bit of a endeavor getting out of Act 1 here, so let's lock in. And if we're against Jawworm, but we have no block cards, by the way, literally 0, so gonna have to find some of that somewhere. And Jawworm's here, but we have so much damage with Offering that we actually can kill and feed here, so turns out we're not taking damage after all. And I see some cards here. I already have Clothesline. I do need some damage, but Iron Wave is here, and Iron Wave actually gives 5 block, so you kind of have to like flip your mindset when you get a Pandora's like this. We already have all the greedy cards, so now we need the simple early game cards to balance it out and actually make it through this act without dying. I played my slimed, not getting any strength yet. And so I can Iron Wave and then Offering and hope that the reshuffle hits the Iron Wave again so I can actually block. And I actually do draw it. Very cool. And then Clothesline to finish the block. So this fight went well. I had to take 6 in order to block, but worth. And we got there. And not regenning because we don't have the Burning Blood. And found a Shrug there. Shrug is some block again. Really need block right now. Any block. And this is awkward. Taking 10. Open to feed. Burning Pact can draw the feed. And I can just full block anyway, and then feed his bottom card. Draw the feed. Pretty good fight. Up to 84 max health. And Armaments also blocks. Kind of. Serpent is here. Not clicking that. I disagree. And so definitely not taking this first lead. That is not happening. 36 health. Staring at my cards yet again. Letting it marinate. What do I want? I really want strength. Limit Break does something then. I guess I am thinking, like, can I take the elite, but no. We rest, of course. And find a shop with a question mark. And there's Red Skull. Red Skull looking kind of good. We're going to be gaining a lot of max health with feed. We have Limit Break and Offering as well. So we'll be below half a lot, probably. And card remove, uniquely not amazing here because all of our cards are non-basic cards. What do I even get rid of? Of course, there are some good hits still, but you know. I could Burning Pact, but I'm hitting Feed and Bash, which are not great. And I do have exactly 10 cards in this draw pile, although I probably will draw an extra card at some point, probably because of the Evolve. Get to upgrade my Iron Wave. Actually keeping Limit Break around, possibly? For our Red Skull? Nope. Good decision, I think. And Evolve is excellent in this fight. It, every time we draw a Daze, we'll draw 2 cards now. Great Clothesline for the next time. Get the feed. Do this first. I draw maybe looking for Shrug or something, which could block for 1 more or something like that. Iron Wave plus is fine there. Yeah, you can want a full block again. Getting there. No point playing Bash first, it has an artifact. Yeah, we're basically drawing Iron Wave every turn with this double evolve, so. Iron Wave is overperforming in this sort of deck. And we find a bottle, we have Offering, so I do that. And Inflame is there, Sally passing on a Shockwave, but Inflame giving me some strength, always, for Limit Break. And then definitely don't want to take the Super Elite here, it's a bit scary, but I do have to anger the Mushrooms here. And angering the Mushrooms can be a bit sus as well. Should have waited to play that before drawing Inflame, perhaps. Didn't draw it anyway. This fight's going a bit questionably. I want to hit the one on the right. I should have attacked the one that's buffing. Right there, I think. But that actually looked fine. Now I can clothesline, hopefully the one on the right. Okay. That worked out. That was actually good. I must have... Current me forgot I just picked up Gremlin Horn. Every time we kill anything, drawing a card, gaining 1 energy. Excellent relic. And so I want to draw this feed. The best way to get back around to it is to draw right now. Then I have a bit of a chance to draw next turn. And I do. Forgot to play Armaments on that. Missed 1 max health. That's a mistake. And Dark Embrace is here, and we already have Corruption Dark Embrace on floor 10. But it's completely terrible right now because we can't actually do the thing yet. We don't have any like cards in our deck. So that's, you know, it's gonna be good later, but right now it's really, really slow and really scary. Like, I had to take it there. It's also against trash, but it's certainly not good yet. And especially going into Guardian, we can't play either of those cards, that's for sure. Get to feed here, and I actually forgot about Gremlin Horn, but only Druid Shrug anyway. Looking for some block. Find a Iron Wave. That's a mistake. Should have played Armaments on it first. Take 2 for no reason. Definitely misplaying. It's very unusual to have a deck like this, so you're gonna notice way more misplays than usual probably when, you know, you're not used to having such a deck on against a Jawworm. And Disarm is there, don't think about that one for too long. Also, it's a Guardian Act. Disarm excellent against the Guardian. And would love to take the Elite here. It's Gremlin Knob. We have armaments for our offering, that's pretty nice. And then here I think it's actually correct to do what I did. Avoiding playing Inflame just to start playing more attacks quicker. Want to get this Gremlin Knob dead quickly, no point in getting that little extra scaling, I don't think. And I could draw a pot here, and then Clothesline Feed is just lethal, so that's pretty good. If I had waited, the Vulnerable would have run out, possibly missing lethal the next turn. And Anger is pretty good. Something to do with our huge lack of energy and ton of card draw with Dark Embrace Corruption, if we can actually get those in play. So Anger looking rather good here. And there's another Shrug. True Grizz there, but it's not upgraded. And I don't know, I just didn't love it here, I suppose. But it would be fine. And I'm looking at what's removing, I'm like, wait a second, I don't want to remove any of these cards. Definitely could have removed something. But no basics again. So there is Pellets. Pellets is... Ironclad doesn't really have the thing, the really broken thing. Like, Watcher has Fasting. Defect has Bias Cognition. Silent has Wraith Form. And all Ironclad has is Berserk. To get rid of, like, with their own cards applying debuffs to them, etc. But it turns out that actually matters in this run, so that's exciting. We draw with Offering, and Armaments upgrade Feed can kill. Actually, they think that was 15. I could have killed the middle one there. Misplay. Not getting there on either of those, but we are full blocking already, so I can just break each of the shields. And then I actually have lethal. Oh, Clothesline on 1, gain the 1 energy. So no need to do the weird draw thing there. But all worked out. And Sword Boomerang looking really good here. We don't have like any actual just attacks where the roll is just do as much damage as possible, really. Clothesline, a 2-attack thing that applies a debuff, is the main draw of it, and then Reckless Charge, shuffling the Daze into our deck is kind of the draw of it. So we just need a card that synergizes with our strength. And I do Rest, of course. Don't want to die with this deck to Guardian, that'd be very sad. And have a good turn 1 here, I would have lived, but can go ahead and pass there. And then it happened to not draw a way to break it this turn. I think it's correct to, you know, basically gain a turn, but in this case I didn't draw the Sword Boomerang or whatever, so I just Fire Pot, which I always knew I could have done in a pinch. Totally fine. Inflame, Limit Break, Disarm looks pretty good. You can upgrade a Shrug, perhaps. I may upgrade Sword Boomerang though. Nope. See, now I can play the Sword Boomerang. Doing some good damage there. 10 strength. Pretty good. And I do have Evolve in place, so I try to draw the Daze there. Other Evolve out of my deck. Could play Dark Embrace here. Looks like I want to go Armaments Sword Boomerang instead. For a lot of damage. Dark Embrace is pretty hard to play right now. Just not worth it yet. So you'd like to feed on the Jardian. You can even upgrade it here. do. Very smart. And then we can full block here. Feed is always coming next turn, so I just have to make sure to do enough damage here to feed. And a decent Guardian fight. I think I didn't realize it was in my hand for a moment. And Berserk is here. Barricade sucks here, definitely. And no way to gain enough block for Juggernaut to be good. So I take Berserk. And now when we play Power, Berserk, and then a skill and an attack all on the same turn, I will remove the vulnerable from myself. And that's pretty cool. Eliminating the downside of Berserk. And here we have some good choices. I would love a 4th energy with Dark Embrace Corruption in my deck. But it is either Philostone making us take more damage, or Mark of Pain. And with our double evolve, Mark of Pain is unusually pickable here, I would say. Still a bit tough. You might be like, oh my god, Mark of Pain is perfect for this deck. You have 2 evolves, but it still sucks. It's that bad to have 2 wounds in your deck. You might draw the wounds before the evolves, and that can be a real bummer. And of course, you can't even always play the evolves necessarily if you do draw them. But it's good enough, and I was a little bit worried about taking Philostone, although I would normally say Philostone is significantly better under normal circumstances. Time to have a look at the path. I believe I go right, like straight down the right side. I think I'm getting a water here. Stay hydrated, water check, posture check. And so I can go right, I can choose to take the super elite if I want, and then I can also choose to not take that 4th elite if I don't want. So 2 forced elites and then a lot of options other than that. Pretty good. And also a couple shops on the way. And there's a bad draw on the back of Mark of Pain. Getting a wound. Very sad, but already our orange pellets are cooking. And another wound, very sad. Score 1 for Philosopher's Stone, for sure. Here at Dark Embrace. Too expensive. And we can even get rid of our Frail as well. Palace isn't just good to remove your own debuffs, of course. Hacking away at this avocado. Want to feed. And armaments is in there. I would be greedy if I drew the armaments with this Burning Pact, but I don't, so I just lose the 1 max health. It's fine. Another disarms here, pretty good. Disarm is good against Gremlin Leader and especially Book of Stabbing and birds. And we happen to get the birds. I disarm both the ones that are hitting me, and then I should be going for the middle here, but Sword Boomerang does not cooperate, so I think I start to like focus on the outside ones instead. But I should still be hitting the middle one, because the other 2 are debuffed a lot. So I'm hitting that one, that's a mistake. Should have hit the middle one instead. And I think I get the memo here, like, oh yeah, that one's not doing any damage to me. But yeah, I can't even break the bird here, so I'm definitely taking damage. Could skill pot, perhaps. And yeah, I realized, oh yeah, they have minus strength, because I did that already. So now I start hitting the middle one. Take 12. And going below half is not necessarily bad. We have Red Skull. So, actually relatively happy to go down. And now we actually have Dark Embrace and Corruption in play, so suddenly we're going to be looking way more powerful than we have at any point prior to this. Tis what happens when we can actually play the cards that are good. Got out. And now we're in Red Skull range, and there's a Flame Barrier. Still could use some more block, so not gonna say no to that. And it's pretty good with Corruption as well. And seeing reds here, we now have Dark Embrace, Corruption. We're looking for those kind of synergies as well. And Fairy in a Bottle is there. I'm still not particularly interested in removing a card. It's fine. There's definitely a worse card here we could sort out. But it's not like, oh, it's I just move a strike and move on sort of thing. So here I decide to save my money. And in fact, I buy a Fairy in a Bottle. It's a nice thing. It basically lets you more comfortably stay below that half health threshold while not feeling like you might just drop dead at any moment. And I do not want to click good face, bad face. As I may have mentioned in the past, am horrible at that event. And so since I get more gold, I can actually take another shop. And Vajra's here for my limit break. It's not good, but like, what else am I buying? Another Seeing Red, perhaps. But it's fine. And it's fun. I want to do the limit break thing, so I was more interested in enjoying myself, I suppose. And this is a bad turn one. Don't have to say it. You hate to see it. So staring at this, I feed in my hand. So I could armaments the sword boomerang, perhaps. Probably gonna get rid of Corruption, yeah. Too expensive. That's pretty good. Didn't hit the middle one at all. And I even get to block. So we're not breaking Fairy in a Bottle yet. And we get to full block again. Or a block for enough not to die, rather. And we even kill it. So we do in fact full block. Very cool. And Evolve is cooking. Drawing us a billion cards from the wounds. Thanks for the card draw. And we got there. Without breaking Fairy, that's actually kind of incredible considering how bad that turn one was. And Toy Ornithopter is pretty good. Slightly less good now that we're holding onto a Fairy in a Bottle. And still need to rest. A little bit too sus still. I take the Super Elite, because it can't be Slavers. That's a very important thing to think about. If you've already just fought an Elite, of course, should mention, the only restriction within an act of what Elite you can get is that it can't be the last Elite you fought. So if you have 4 Elites, you could get Slavers, Puka-Stabbing, Slavers, Puka-Stabbing, or you could get one of each and then, yeah, whatever. So, as long as you have just fought an Elite, you cannot get it again. So we got Slavers, and now we can know for sure that the Super Elite will not be Slavers. I was considering playing Clothesline instead of Flame Barrier there, because it would also be weakened this turn, dealing 16, or 18 instead of 24. But didn't. And a Flex Pot for more limit break strength. And also to heal for 5. There's Disarm. And so here, I'm exactly popping Fairy in a Bottle here. So I feed to draw a card with Dark Embrace, and I do in fact hit the block there. I had two outs for it, and some more statuses to draw it as well. So I think that was smart. Very cool. And then here I can play a bunch of attacks, armaments the flame barrier, and then it will die to the flame barrier damage before I take any damage. So managed to get through super elite book of stabbing without breaking fairy also. Very cool. By the skin of my teeth, I've made it through. And there is a spot weakness, but I take Burning Pact over it. Burning Pact seems pretty good here. Already have double Inflame and Red Skull and a Limit Break. Don't need more strength, I don't think. And offering down to 2. Should not be pointing those at the right slaver. That's wrong for sure. Just like in your mind, you're like, I need to target everything on this right slaver because that's like the most dangerous one. And yeah, so I realized it the second time around. Use it on the right target there. And so I Sword Boomerang before pointing anger at something and managed to kill the one on the right there. And I have so much strength that I can actually kill the red slaver as well. Very nice. So an excellent turn 1 against the slavers here. Much unlike the last one. This one actually went well. I get to play Corruption this time. There we go, Dark Embrace in play, so it'll actually be pretty good. And then block for just enough. I can even play Berserk and then an attack to get rid of the vulnerable. Go up to 18 strength. And we make it out. So that's good. Found Preserved Insect after killing all of the elites. Exactly when you want to find it, of course. And dual wields here, I was thinking about it quite a lot. Could go and feed to feed on multiple things. Could go on Flame Plus and whatnot. But it's a little bit sus right now, I think. I would say not quite enough of a chance to be hitting what I want with it. Kind of gets in the way right now. I really wanted to click it, but I decided it was a bit ambitious for right now. I rest again. Sadly, we have so many upgrades we want. All the energy upgrades will be very nice. Dark Embrace, Corruption, etc. As well as Limit Break, perhaps. We could upgrade that and just keep playing it over and over. But that's also silly when you have Corruption in your deck, I would say. So already at 4 strength. I respected all of those cards enough to not exhaust any of them. Pretty crazy. And then I just leave myself vulnerable. And I don't even play Flame Barrier, because I'm like, just get all these powers in play. Play Limit Break. So, yeah. The damage from Flame Barrier not mattering a lot there. And then I can disarm it again, and weaken it, so it's only hitting me for 1. Puny Book of Stabbing. And we got there. And find a dead branch. And we have Corruption, so we win! So it was quite a task getting to this point, of course. But now that we've found the branch, it's over. It's still, you know, we can still die. We don't have Burning Blood as we normally would, so could just offering our way into death eventually, if we're not careful. And can't block here, taking 3. Okay, this blood potion, the healing potion, gonna be saved until the last possible moment. We find another potion, etc., etc. Because every time we feed, it actually gains even more health. So, theoretically missing health if we play a little bit too early. Could have fed there, perhaps. Down to 15, a little bit spooky. Play Dark Embrace. There's Corruption. And I just pass probably after playing any angers. Already used all my energy, so if I were to exhaust into more cards, wouldn't be able to play them. Unless there are more skills. And the bird is dead to my flame barrier there, so very happy that all those sword boomerangs went on the cultist, or the chosen rather. And I gain 1 billion strength. Get there, and I can feed. Beautiful. And yeah, bird dies. Don't want any of these. Could have taken ghostly armor, but not necessary. And I can finally upgrade a card. I have this blood potion I'm willing to get rid of if I need to. Upgrade the offering, of course. Helps me dig initially towards the corruption on turn 1. And I always have it in my hand because it's bottled. And we find it on turn 1, the corruption there. So I upgrade the limit break, and then I play limit break, and then I corruption. That way I can gain so much strength. Probably not even good, but it was fun. And I accidentally didn't play Berserk before cleansing my debuffs, so can't play Berserk now. Whoops, that's a mistake. Seeing red into seeing red into seeing red. That's pretty good. And I made it my life mission to play this clash. I was really, really trying to force the clash here. I kept exhausting every card that was unplayable and not an attack. But then now I drew the curse, sadly, so I can't play it anymore. But I could, if I find another way to exhaust, so I keep going. Exhaust the Sender's Bane. I have to exhaust the barricade now. I could have just played the barricade, but then now I draw a wound, so it's over. I really wanted to play it. But yeah, that was a tough fight, but we made it through. And some more options here. Another limit break over Exhume, very questionable, but I wanted to gain more strength. So at this point I had decided that I won, and I was only making fun decisions, basically. The corruption dead branch is so strong. You can do whatever you want, basically, and as long as you know what you're doing, it's not over. And some more options here. Take a Black Star. Can kill every elite, no problem. Would love to upgrade cards, and Slaver's Collar is kind of whatever. Already have 4th energy with Mark of Pain. And we have green keys, we can go wherever we want. 3 elite path down the left side. No campfires at all the entire time, pretty much. But I am feeling a little bit frosty, so go that way. Do the thing I took the Black Star for, and of course I have Blood Potion and Fairy in a Bottle if I really need it. Armaments Dark Embrace, nope. And there is still some thinking to be done here, because I need to feed as much as possible, or I would like to feed as much as possible, so I do consider that. Not here, though, it seems. There's the feed, so I can exhume for armaments, and then put the armaments on the feed. And then try to find it later again, or just keep drawing here and hopefully find Reckless Charge. Or some way to gain strength. That doesn't cost energy. There's Limit Break. And I found it, so that's cool. Gain 4 health. Bloodletting is there, I take that, sure. And we've got these guys. And Dead Branch generates a corruption for me very kindly. Don't even need it in your deck. Mini K. Should play Disarm first. That's a mistake. But if you are just watch any Dead Branch Corruption gameplay, you're gonna find 100,000 things that could have been done more optimally if you really nitpick about it. And this is tough. I'm taking a cool billion here. So that's not going as planned. Very, very unlikely to draw 0 attacks on, or 0 skills on a turn. And now I'm thinking about the feed thing. And if you play a card, a skill, and you have Dead Branch and Dark Embrace, you will generate the card before drawing the card. So you have to find a way to like play a card that doesn't draw a card, and then exhaust to be able to draw the card. So if you're looking for something in your deck like feed, then you have to get a little bit creative, I suppose. So we get to double feed here. Delicious. My Champion's Belt as okay. Not very exciting, but it's fine. Could take Pommel Strike Plus, I refuse, but would have been fine either way. And we like question marks here. Mind Bloom exists still, and we found it. Mind Bloom is so cool and fun and good. Every time. And it's Hexaghost this time around. Gonna be hitting us for 5 times 6 here, it seems. I'm just drawing towards Corruption. Should play Limit Break. Or should I? Yeah. Casually doing 100 damage while drawing towards Corruption. Pretty good. And we weakened it, so now it's down to 3 times 6. Not full block in there. Bit sad. Find Corruption. And we're off. Should have played in Flame first. Of course. And then here, I could wait, I guess, like the whole time, but I just wanted to get this over with, so I upgrade the Body Slam, so it costs 0, so I can Body Slam and then feed, get out. Peace Pipe is here. It removes 0 cards total. A bit late for it. And also, this was not the deck for it. No basics to remove. And here I think I finally drink this potion, the Blood Potion, in order to take the weak pot. Makes sense. And we got another shop. Bag of Prep is there, drawing my attention at first, but Gambling Chip's also there. Would love to click both. In fact, they even work well in tandem with each other, as any cards you draw on turn 1 will then be also able to be discarded to a Gambling Chip. But had to choose between one or the other, and I chose the chip. Basically letting me ditch 4 cards that aren't the offering to try to dig more towards Corruption. Corruption is the only thing that matters in this deck. Could kill one of the minions, try to draw another card. Second wind, everything. Here, Limit Break only gaining 1 strength, so not particularly worth playing. And don't hit much good stuff there anyway. We're drawing, there's Corruption. Put feedback on top, hoping to be able to play it next turn for lethal. But we have no strength. So sad. But being above half is actually bad. Sometimes. This should be offering if it's not. Okay. Good. Bludgeon because I kill it and draw a card and gain my energy. Seems fine. Or I'd probably be hitting the minions still. I could have bash Iron Waved the bottom right minion, so that's a mistake. I think I was hoping the Sword Boomerang didn't do what it just did. That's not ideal. Yeah, bash on one of the minions was the line. The one that's hitting me for 25, obviously. Definitely. And I could even just feed on the bottom right one as well to avoid taking the damage here still. But I get greedy for it, so a very questionable turn. That was a bit sus. Do I even feed here? If I don't, then that was really, really bad. Basically taking 25 for no reason if I don't feed, after all. Looking for Headbutt, specifically. Could play Infernal Blade to find it, also. Obviously that's very unlikely, but there's a chance anyway. Like, yeah, I don't know why I didn't play it, because it does also generate a card with Dead Branch. Could have been Headbutt yet again. So yeah, gonna have to kill here, it looks like, and ends up being a horrible fight, after all. Decide one last hurrah. See what I draw. And it's time to get out. Molten Egg is bad. Centennial Puzzle is fine. It draws with offering. And sadly, wasted 5 health from not playing Weak Pot also. So, a little bit of a brain off moment at the at this point. Looking like definitely a lot of cleaning up to do if you're really thinking here. And yeah, I mean, we weren't out of the woods necessarily. You should be with Dark Embrace and Feel No Pain and Corruption, but if you're not using your noggin and taking damage for no reason, then could be bad. Also, if I just found a Reaper at any point in this run, it would be really, really easy, but never did. It would be impossible to lose at that point, for sure. And it should die here. And Exhume Armaments again. So this fight was good. Well played. And there's Flex Pot. I probably still prefer the Regen Pot. Strength no longer mattering a lot to me, in general. And I keep the feed around because there's a real chance I could actually kill this transient. And then feed on it. It's not impossible. Should have played Reckless Charge. No reason not to. I guess I didn't want to draw the days. Didn't have my Evolves in play yet. And very awkward taking 34 here. I have to find something. Perfected Strike. So Dual Wield is still there. I can Dual Wield on anything to try to draw another card. And I should have, yeah, I'm hovering that. Should have used that Regen Pot as well. There's Cleave. Cleave's good. Though I have an opportunity right now to play the regen pop, I don't. It's cool though. There'll be another time, perhaps. And all of a sudden we have so much damage. Transient could really die here. And I found a Feel No Pain at some point, didn't mention that, but Feel No Pain's excellent. Exactly what we're looking for in this kind of deck. To block. It's still 3 turns. It's looking very likely that this Transient dies, in fact. There's feed. Can I do it? So sadly, I'm a little bit short right now, and don't want a chance having to get an attack. So I can limit break for more strength, and then Iron Wave feed kills. Good enough. Could have possibly exhumed for armaments. Yeah, I drew more attacks there. Could have exhumed for armaments, then done the thing. And Whirlwind is here. It's not amazing here. Sadly, I love picking Whirlwind and playing it. Very fun. Should play cards first. That's a mistake. I had a Centennial Puzzle. Definitely wasn't caring that much. But what we're here to talk about. How easy it is to win with Corruption Dead Branch. You can make 15 mistakes per fight and still win. But you're playing so many cards and it's like all so random and chaotic that it's hard to... It's also a lot harder to play perfectly, quote unquote. So, no need to play perfectly, just have to like have the right idea. Not do huge blunders. The Reptomancer fight was a huge blunder. For sure. Can definitely use Regen Pot here as well, if I don't kill it on turn 1. And let it be known I could probably kill it right now. Just play every attack in my hand. But, trying to feed, of course. And this is where it's a little tricky. Gotta get these cards out of my hand so I can draw. And I would also love to make a barricade, that'd be cool. So I did get rid of the feed, sadly. Or it's in my draw pile. Fiendfire dealing 117 times 9. Math. It's like 1,050-ish damage. Getting it low here, and then I decide, alright, let's chill. I can also regen pots, finally. And kill it whenever I feel like it. Could have taken damage here. Oh no, I couldn't have. Feel No Pain blocks for a lot. Dark Embrace. Could have played that on armaments instead of that. But find the feed, play the feed, and don't regen for as much as I could, but it's fine. Missed like 6 health or whatever. And then pick up Maw Bank, immediately walk into a shop at a question mark. Excellent RNG, of course. Of course, Maw Bank getting you 12 gold to floor until you spend any gold at a shop, so the worst time to find a shop is immediately after picking it up. So I just pass, save my money for the next Act 4 shop, which I'm very confident that I'm going to be arriving at. Again, I'm making more strength for no reason. I love making strength. It's fun. Sword Boomerang was probably just lethal, but again, trying to gain max health. We have Evolve for all the burns. Save Seeing Red for later. And it is vulnerable this turn. Do I just kill it? I'm definitely a little bit scared. Might just kill it here. Fair enough, if I do. Nope. We're going in. And if I draw the feed this turn, I can't actually play it, so I just full block and pass, and then try to do the thing next turn. Too much damage. So I can't play any attack, or it will die. Not a great place at the end. I've gained too much strength. Very sad. And no way around this. I either play an attack and it dies, or I play a skill and Dead Branch adds a card to my hand. So I was soft locked there. Had to kill it. We got these guys. Berserk is here. Very exciting. I didn't even realize we have the mushroom from the triple fungi beast fight in Act 1, gaining us the ability to take less damage from vulnerable. Anyway, that's pretty cute. Did not go into my consideration at all to click on Berserk when I did. It's one of them things you never really think about. So here I'm trying to feed on multiple things. And I'm also trying to draw armaments to upgrade the feed. But then now I'm like, okay, I need to not take this damage. But I can always just feed and then gain energy with Gremlin Horn and then Second Wind if need be. So Feel No Pain, feed, Second Wind. Or even just shrug full blocks here. I do the thing though. And it's alternating. And I kill that one. And the Spiker. Get those guys out of here. And that way I can chill, wait for Exhume. Without needing to worry about, okay, how do I kill these Spikers now? You guys are real rude. Combust because I can actually get it out of my hands. Inflame because I can actually get it out of my hands. Anger does too much damage. Exhaust instead. There's Exhume. And we get our feedback. 142 max health. And there's Fiendfire. Fiendfire is great. You can play card until eventually your hand is full of trash, and then if you have a Fiendfire there, you can just Fiendfire that whole hand, make a whole new hand. And also does like 100 damage or whatever. Pretty good. And it's a little bit too good. Akabeko and that is hitting for 39 times 9. A little bit too much damage for the Spire growth to handle, so we're going to have to dig through. Still too much damage, even after using Akabeko. And some cards. Could have gone... No, there's no way. I could have gotten it to 7 health, but that's even a little bit too low for my liking. So we do want to play some attacks to get it low enough to feed on in a moment. With these bloodlettings and offerings and no sustain, we are pretty low here. But a lot of this lost health is also due to blunders. Definitely the Recto fight comes to mind again. I'm just looking for any attack that isn't Sword Boomerang so I can feed on this. There we go. 24 health. Another Pommel Strike is there. Could take it yet again, but ooh, I actually do this time. Cool. This time I'm more interested. And we go into key here against Time Eater at 24 health. That's actually a little bit spooky. But Fairy in a Bottle, of course, is why we have it. For our insurance. We have so many relics, they're going off the screen right now. Not even sure how I have that many relics. Black Star only in Act 3. Got the Fungi Beast one. Probably got like every event that also gives a relic. And then Matryoshka also. Getting me more relics than normal. And I bought a relic in the store every time, I think. Bought Red Skull and Pellets and then Gambling Chip. So just an unusually high amount of relics from all ways. And Fiendfire looks pretty good. It's the 12th card of this turn. Gonna be doing a lot of damage. And I don't quite die, I don't think. But no Feel No Pain in play. There's Feel No Pain. And then, but sadly, Feel No Pain goes away. I drew those cards before the turn ends, technically. And already splitting. So I would love to kill this turn. Not gonna feed, but I decide this is fine. So I keep drawing a little bit, could draw the feed, just in case. And then I don't, so time to kill, no problem. Make it out of that fight alive, and with our Fairy in a Bottle, chillin'. And a really nice looking hand, but can't play Offering, or else I'll break Fairy in a Bottle. And definitely want to play those cards. Sadly, can't play Dark Embrace also. But Fairy in a Bottle goes away now, up to 43 health, so should be fine. Next act will heal for a lot. We have so much max health. We'll go into the heart, and the Act 4 elites pretty healthy. Barricade, so this fight's over. Very cool. If only I wasn't at less than 6 health this fight. Could have kept Fairy in a Bottle yet again. The Time Eater did me in last time. We got Dark Embrace from Dead Branch, it looks like. Not gonna say no to that. Got another Dark Embrace from Dead Branch. Drawing an insane amount of cards now. Anger's actually pretty good. And we would love to play this Fiendfire here. Want to generate some energy. Offering? Sure. Nope, don't play it. And feed is here. could just Perfected Strike feed. Draw the 0 cost attack though. Get the double tap of Bludgeon. Always fun. Do I have Exhume still? Probably not. Just play Fiendfire, do 62 times 9 damage. Pretty good fight. And we go into Act 4 to thump, to thump, to thump. So we're still missing 26 health. So I'm definitely down to rest here. I think it's better than upgrading any card. Could upgrade Corruption or Dark Embrace, of course. Very happy about those. But really, I don't think it's necessary. Gaining the 26 health is probably better. I have a lot of energy, offering on turn 1 and then Bloodletting as well. And there's a Spoon. You would think Spoon would be so good here, but you want the cards to exhaust, sadly, every time. Finally pop the Maw Bank. Not a lot here. I do buy Gambler Brew, I believe. Just in case. I have 2 now, so if I get the Nightmare hand or I can, I need to get rid of it, then I can just press that, get my whole hand away, and draw some new cards. Prevents me from having the nightmare of like, oh my god, I have all attacks and powers and can't do the thing anymore. Big turn 1. Looking for Corruption, of course. And it not being attacked by the shield on turn 1 here. I made sure to check this time. And find a Shockwave, that's really good. And Evolve is cooking. Drawing with the burns. But I'm gonna take some damage here. Still can't find Corruption. I could have, used one of my Gambler's Brews there to not take this damage, but it's fine. Still no Corruption, but I can Fiendfire this time. I feel no pain first. Then 16 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 80. So I do play it before oh yeah. Had to play it before Feel No Pain or I wouldn't have killed. It's fine, already have one in play. There's Corruption. So killing Act 4 Elite without playing Corruption in my Corruption Dead Branch deck. Pretty good. Probably play it now just because it's wrong not to, but at this point, we're getting there without it. I risk exhausting it there. Generate another one, just for good measure. Just pass short. Trying to feed. As per usual. Could have played in Flame first there, but just trying to draw is all. No need to gain strength, really. Gain strength and draw towards feed. Put some draw on top. Burning packs there. And we need a little bit more help. Double Inflame gets there. And Anchor and Calipers. Calipers is pretty good. We do our Dark Embrace, Corruption, Feel No Pain, draw our entire deck thing. And we'll get to keep that block around it. Definitely not necessary here, though. And Corruption's here on turn 1 to make our lives comfy. play as many cards as I can before playing Offering, because I have Centennial Puzzle. I remember this time. You gotta lock in for the heart fight, of course. Great Dark Embrace. And then want to make sure, if possible, we do the full 200 damage here, that way we can kill in 4 turns. So we're having a very strong turn 1 against the heart here. And 2 Offerings in our hand, don't need those. Just Fiend Fire them away. No need to take so much damage. And despite not having Red Skull active, we are 16 strength already. And I do play that block card. We have Calipers. Yeah, no need to panic. Drawing pretty well, all things considered. There's a Body Slam. That'll help me get through this turn's 200 health. And you can just pass, no need to play any more cards. Take damage to the Beat of Death. There's a Rage, and we did play Disarm, so it's hitting us for 0 times 15. Another Fiend Fire will solve this turn's 200 damage. And we just need one more turn here. It's a lot of attacks in that draw pile. But we have the Exhaust Pod now that we stole from the last Elite. Basically giving us 2 choices. Do we want to exhaust our entire hand, or do we want to just draw a new hand? Can do either to our heart's content. It could just kill it, but not good enough. We're looking to feed on this delicious heart. There it is. Not done with you. And we did it. Delicious. So 393 cards generated. And of course off the back of that ridiculous Pandora's box. Seems like so long ago now, but that is indeed what happened. So a pretty wacky, crazy start that led into this Dead Branch Corruption thing eventually, but getting to that point was pretty interesting. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a beautiful day.